Good evening, day, morning, wherever you are across the world, and welcome to Corks and Crypto episode number 19. Thanks for coming out tonight. And we have Chris Cruz with us today. Again, Chris, how's it going, man?
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. Busy,
I'm
another
looking
busy
forward.
week.
Are
Busy, but
we?
I can't complain.
Are you busy this week? But are we playing the game tonight?
We are.
Okay, because I just got to throw it out to your wife, man. Every time she makes up these questions, they're so good. They're so
Yeah, and there's some I saw today that it's just I had to shake my head. But yeah, we've got some winners tonight.
That's awesome.
We've got some winners tonight for sure. Yeah, I was going to do something a little different game-wise, just based on some of the memes from BroodFi.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually took a minute. I had a little bit of free time over the weekend. Came up with some of my own. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to leave that to the BroodFi guys. And yeah, I'm going to leave that to the BroodFi guys. But who knows? Another week or so, couple of weeks, I may pull them out. But yeah, I was kind of thinking of changing it up a little bit, but we're not going to do that this time.
Yeah, I was kind of disappointed that I figured I would have made a few memes, but I guess I'm just not, that popular. So I was kind of, when I went in there, I was looking around. I'm like, man, I wish they would have made one of me.
Yeah, they got a compliment. I saw one of compliment today that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, any of those guys listening over there, they'll be making memes of me all night.
Yeah, they're probably doing it right now. They're probably already on it.
Especially Dave Fi. I'm like, dude, really? You're gonna? A couple weeks ago, I was it was a Saturday night, and I was doing some, I just goofing off on the computer. I wasn't playing, video games or anything. I drank a little bit of bourbon or something like that, and I went in there and I was like, what's going on, you bunch of lazy effers, whatever, and they were like, I was like, I typed something back and someone was like, what? And I'm like, I'm sorry, I've been drinking bourbon. I'm drunk texting. And so they started sending me videos of Brian's Smule singing stuff. And
yeah, I got a copyright notice for one of those Smule
I saw
things. Like, come on, man.
Oh, but it was funny. And then I shared them with you guys that one, but you saw them, and now it seems like whenever I say anything, they just send one of those to me to kind of shut me up. So I'm like, all right.
Yeah, but that's so much material out there. So Dave Fi, and I think he mentioned someone else's another name I don't recall earlier today that does some of the memes over there too. Unless maybe that's Dave Fi's alter ego. I don't know. But it's pretty funny. Oh, a Kryptonian
over there.
Kryptonian had a clip over the weekend. I saw that was pretty cool, and I want to see the rest of it.
He's making, I think, the whole series. It's like different people are going to be fighting, and
that was pretty cool. I like that.
He said that I think the one that he showed last night was round 1, and there'll be like a round 2 and 3, and all that.
That was good. That was really good.
Yeah, leave it to him, huh?
Right. So, folks, we don't have Making Poor Decisions with us tonight. And I was actually hoping to have my Jameson Bow Street today and talk about that. But my local establishment, which was supposed to have had my order ready last Thursday, it's told me it's going to be another 2 weeks wait. So Chris has his Bow Street, but I wanted to kind of talk through it as a newbie to whiskey. That's whiskey, right? Or bourbon?
Irish whiskey.
It's Irish whiskey. Okay. All right. So yeah, as a newbie to Irish whiskey, I was going to kind of give my first take my first sip, open the bottle live and have my first sip. So it's probably 2 weeks away before I'll be able to do that. We'll likely have a wine selection. I'll be selecting it for next week, because Making Poor Decisions is going to be out next week as well. So we'll look forward to that. Let me get into some of the comments real quick. We've got Biz Entertainment here saying ready to roll. E-Train 88 is first. Vulcan Maniac saying second. And what's up? We've got Robert Doucette, I think is the name, last name. Crypto Dale is here. We've got Teddy One. We've got A9X saying, hey guys, thanks for the live. Whale Miner saying hello. OBZ is here. We've got Senor Rojo. What's up, Senor Rojo? I hope your daughter is well. Crypto Dale, we've got Wise Choice Money here as well. And Joanna. And I hope I got Teddy One. I don't know if I missed you, Teddy One. If I did, my apologies, sir. I'll go back to you a second time if I did miss you. How about that? So I got you twice. So I'm going to go over a couple of things that came up in Discord. And this is from Nick. I'm going to share my screen for a minute. Acting like I'm at work, sharing my screen. I'm going to show this presentation rather. Oh, God. So, yeah, I've been work is still on my brain. But here are a couple of clips from Nick from the Vulcan Discord. And I think this is all from today. They're out of order. So I'm going to start here. So earlier, seeing lots of progress made on strategic plan today. Presented more refined concepts and analysis to team members and got good feedback. And I think you will see a solid plan on Thursday being the AMA that he's going to do. So if you have a what about question, you can presume that 100% certainty that if it's important, it's being addressed in the plan. If you imagine a gloom and doom scenario, I can't help you much other than to point out that no rational person needs to spend days to produce a plan for such a scenario. It is several orders of magnitude harder to present a well thought out, pragmatic, and optimistic plan with increased chances of success. And that's what you're getting. If you hear anyone giving a definitive answer about any component of the plan prior to Thursday's AMA, you can safely conclude that it's a guess. Everything is being evaluated and subject to change with your best interest in mind. First principles thinking is important, and that's what I've been doing. Lastly, sacrifice checker data is now integrated, and I'm told we can begin internal testing in 12 hours. If all goes well with testing, approximately 15 hours from now, you should see it back in action. Thanks for your patience. I appreciate it very much. So that was earlier today. So one thing I didn't see, and I guess I need to get caught up on, the questions that he's going over. I'm assuming those are the questions that we all either submitted in the Google form and or Mentimeter a week or so ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. So hopefully that gets answered. There is one question that I do have. I think I asked it or posted it in my Google response. Is I am curious to know what, if any, legal action they're going to take towards Brian Legend. I know a lot of people probably don't want to talk about that, and I don't want to spend a lot of time on Brian, but I think that's important. You know, we got to figure out what they're going to, I'd like to figure out, I'm not going to say we, but I'd like to know from Nick what his plans are around addressing the missing funds issue legally. So I'd like to see that happen. But any thoughts on this particular post, Chris?
No, I think it's great. I think, like I said, I like Nick a lot. Like the way he posts things, things that are completely unrelated to Vulcan and this, just the personal things. Like I follow him on Twitter. He posts about eating at a good restaurant,
Mhm.
different friends acknowledging, different people and stuff like that. I like Nick. And I like the way he's handling it because he had a post this weekend or yesterday or whatever that he's basically like, I could jump on a live today and fill you with all kinds of hope and joy and everything like that, and just
Right.
sugarcoat everything, and you'd all be happy, or people, and he's not going to do that. He's going to bring facts and data to his AMA that he's going to have Thursday. I think that's great. The only thing that I have with Nick is, and it's not a bad thing. It's just I'm concerned. He's not dumb by any means, so he probably already is thinking of this. He's just not voicing it or whatever.
Mhm.
I want him to be protected. I want him to, when he puts out his plan, and like I talked about it last night, is intellectual property of how to move forward and everything like that, what he's come up with, and maybe the team too. And that he's protected. If we all like it and we're on board, that he leads us forward to do it, and he's protected by any forces out there, and someone doesn't try to come in and hurt him or the blockchain or anything like that. So I just have that worry. That's it. I think he's smart. He knows that, and he's not going to let that happen to him. But that's the only thing I was concerned about, and I'm really looking forward to Thursday. And I really, really hope and pray that everybody sees this as a good thing. I don't want it to be something that, like, one group's like, oh, this is awesome, the other group's like, oh, we're totally screwed now. I would like it to be something that, man, this isn't exactly what I wanted, but this is a hell of a lot better. I can get behind it. I'm hoping that that's the way it goes, even with me. I hope.
Yeah, I'm kind of right there with you. I mean, there's a lot of hurdles in the path here.
Mhm.
From liquidity, from community. You even have, like, outside interest. There's just a lot here, and some of it can be remedied. A lot of it can be remedied. And Nick may be the guy to be able to do that, or at least corral a team so
Yeah.
around him to be able to do that, one or the other, right? So, hearing what he has to say Thursday, I think, is going to be important, and I can't wait to hear what he's got to say about it.
Yeah, and I think he's. Yeah, I mean, this is. I mean, people need to start getting pretty excited about this, because not necessarily about the blockchain. We don't know. We don't know. Nick might come in and say we're all screwed. I don't think so, but
Right.
I'm not getting excited about the blockchain, but getting excited about what Nick's trying to do. And like I said, hopefully everybody's okay, but at the same time, I mean, this couldn't be any better of a scenario. I mean, a couple weeks ago, it was like, oh, it's all gone. There's no way the blockchain is going to go. Oh, I mean, all this kind of stuff. And then it's like, well, here you go. This was an excellent choice with Nick. Now we got we got something to sink our teeth into. He's going to
Right.
have an AMA about it. This is going to, hopefully this is all good. And I don't think it's going to be one of those things where we're getting a bunch of hopium, and everybody's all sitting around going, oh, the blockchain is going to be great and all that. Nick's going to tell us facts, where we stand, where we can go, what changes we need to make, and how we can move forward. And I'm really interested, and I think it's something that he's going to talk about during his AMA, the ecosystem that he was alluding to, as
Yeah.
to how to build the blockchain, and with the ecosystem that he wants to build too. I mean, we might be sitting this first this first AMA might be the foundational event that we look back years from now going, this is where it all changed. This is where it all changed, and we went in a totally different direction than when we sacrificed. So, which is good, because I mean, these things can be very exciting, and I'm very open to what he's thinking about ecosystem wise, because to me, that's where it's just not a blockchain that's launched and it's out there. It's,
Right. Yeah. Yeah. In the ecosystem. Yeah. That's a good point, because I was looking at some of the back and forth on people's opinions and things about what may or may not happen. And, I saw, a post about, well, okay, maybe the blockchain does launch, but it's just another Ethereum fork. Well, I mean, that's not very compelling, right? So
yeah.
yeah, it may launch, but okay, you've got a fork of Ethereum. Depending on how the tax situation works, it may not be very, um, attractive to some. So, at least we launched, right? So you've got that story. But with this ecosystem thing, it adds some differentiation, and that's kind of what I was looking for. It's like, all right, what are the differentiating factors for the Vulcan blockchain? All right, and
Mhm.
my interest in it at the beginning was, the whole line of first, right, the four first.
Right.
Um, Knowing what I know now, I probably would have thought differently about it, but that's okay. It's a learning process. But still, I think, with Nick and some of his ideas, I mean, that it may not necessarily be the first of its kind level stuff, which is
Mhm.
okay. I'm okay with that. But it could be innovative in how he repurposes kind of the foundation of the blockchain to do some things differently.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I am, I want to be excited about his AMA,
Mhm.
but at the same time, I want to be realistic. So if he comes back and none of these things that he's talking about are going to work, I would be shocked. I would be like, no, he doesn't seem like that kind of a person. He's going to bring facts and data in. And I'm really, like I said, I'm really looking forward to the ecosystem part. Hopefully he talks more about that. And it's not just, that's for another AMA. I really like that part.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really exciting one. We're going to go through a few of the comments. We got Crypto Dell saying it's 2 a.m. here, and I think what he's responded to. And thanks for joining us, Crypto Dell. On my channel, I do have a poll posted, and the poll, essentially, the poll is asking, should this show start an hour
oh,
sooner? And that idea came up. I don't know, and I don't know where we were. I don't know if I was on. I think we were on um, Prize Live on Friday night, and I think there was a conversation with Melanin Delight, and
oh
she was
yeah.
saying it's 2 a.m. her time when this show starts, and there was and even Pride was kind of ribbing me about, hey, you may need to change your time, start earlier. So anyway, if you're on my channel, if you see the poll, I'll close it out at the end of the night, but would like your thoughts on should Corks and Crypto start an hour earlier going forward. So
Is that
that
going to be okay with your schedule though? I mean, I don't want you to get rushed and everything, but
No, I think I'll be all right. So, the project I'm working on, we're kind of we're getting some pace behind us. So, I should be able to break free in enough time to get the show started. So, yeah, I don't think that'd be a problem. So, yeah, so thanks Crypto Deal for that. So, we've got Joanna. I think I mentioned her already, but if not, I'll do it a second time. And just like I did with Teddy One, and Teddy One says that he knew that I liked him. Yeah, Teddy One, you're a good guy, man. I like you a lot. We've got the Greek DeFi guru in the building. We've got Marshall, holder of Node, Rich Hudman. What's up, Rich Hudman? Hey, Rich, I looked into that project. I was going to sign up, but I went and took a rethink on it, and I'm going to pass for now. But should I decide to change my mind, I'm going to reach out to you and use your link. So I did want to follow up with you on that, on that project that we talked about on Friday on Prize Live. So we've got Sky High here, and I think he's responded to Nick's comment in the Discord.
could you bring up Biz Entertainment's comment? I think it's just a little bit down below where you are. I put that poll up on my YouTube too.
Is this
If
this one?
anybody wants to. Yes. Yes. I like this comment from Biz is something that is like right in my wheelhouse. This is what I want to see.
So Vulcan will no longer be an emotional retailer investor social club. Nick, we will trim the fat and become and make Vulcan more corporate structured with realistic strategic plan with which benefits the masses. Yeah, I could get behind that 100%.
Yeah, 100%.
I
That
get
is
behind
right.
that.
And that's where I got confused about crypto because I thought these projects, I thought that's what they were doing. I thought these were like startup companies where they're
Yeah.
like getting some capital and they got some ideas and they got maybe they don't have an office, but they're working out of their garage and they got a couple of partners, and they're doing, but I did not know some of them were the way they are.
Yeah, I was kind of like that too. So, because I was thinking like, interested in their project management. What
Mhm.
practices are they using? Are they using Scrum or Waterfall and all that
Yeah.
fun stuff?
Us project managers get we start talking crazy.
Right, right. So, and I saw none of that language, right? I saw none of that language. Now, I did, like sprint planning and all that kind of stuff. I
Mhm.
thought I kind of I've seen a few things where Nick kind of alludes to some of the lingo I'm used to,
Yeah.
and he hasn't done it in full force, and it's probably because he understands his audience, right? I get it, but kind of going back, that's what I thought these crypto projects, how they operated, right? Because I was looking at the when I first got into crypto, I'm in Ethereum, I'm in Bitcoin, I'm in Polygon,
Mhm.
these are larger organizations, right? And then when I got into all these BSC projects, things were a little bit different. It was more mom and pop like,
Yeah.
and I was kind of like yourself, thinking, okay, maybe these are folks that they're starting these things from the ground up, and this is kind of venture capital kind of stuff at a low level. So, yeah, lesson learned for sure, lesson learned for sure.
Yeah, but I have to say that Nick is on the verge of going full nerd every once in a while. I mean, every once in a while he starts talking. I'm like, wait, you're losing me, Nick. You're losing me. He starts talking too much over my head.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I mean that was a good post from Biz, and thanks for sharing that, and thank you for putting the poll on your feed as well.
Yeah, that Biz gave
10x
me a good
Godfather
idea.
says, good evening. And we've got Ulrich here as well. Um, Kind of going back to Nick and Discord, I've got another post that he put up today. And this is in response to, one of our fellow Discord members says that hope with the improved strategic plan, it won't cause further delay to the launch. Thank you, Nick. And Nick's response here is nope, the opposite. Now that is a really interesting response. To me, I kind of read into whatever his plan is would allow things to launch sooner than the path we were on initially.
Yeah, you know what? I think it's great what Nick said and everything like that. But if you realistically think about it, I mean, I could have just got the impression, and now I see it a little bit clearer now. It's armchair quarterbacking it, but it just seemed like Brian was like slow walking this for some reason. I mean, the way that Nick talks and other people talks, they could have done this a lot quicker, and it seems like Nick, and I mean, hopefully Nick comes out and he's got a good plan and all that kind of stuff. And, that's great. But I think that Nick's that kind of guy to like, let's build it and get it going, not like, let's, whatever Brian was thinking. I have no idea. But
Yeah, I kind of thought, I was looking at some things and seeing how Brian operates, and he's this marketing genius, marketing master kind of thing. And I came across, and I'm familiar with this term, but I came across this term, the planned obsolescence, right?
mhm. Oh, yeah.
And I know that's done in manufacturing, but what I didn't know that I learned today is that it's also a marketing strategy.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard that before. And like basically you plan the demise of any kind of project or business or entity.
Right, right. Yeah. And the intent is to get your customer base to purchase the next generation of whatever product that you're producing.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm kind of thinking, all right, so is Brian really did Brian have a playbook, if you will, of all these traditional, business strategies and designs, and he's applying it here in crypto, and in a more malicious way. I'll put it that way, right?
That is very, very educated. That is a very good. Yeah. Yeah. Man, I start thinking about that and everything like that. I'll have to go back and look at like yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, it was just, I don't know what caused me to go and look that up. I'm like, okay, I want to go back and revisit this, and then it led into the whole marketing part. I'm like, oh wow, wow, and he's a marketing genius, and this
That
happened, and
that's the
yada yada.
reason why. I mean,
Right.
he's yeah. Wow. How about that, man? That's awesome. I really my hat off to you for that, man. That's pretty smart, and I didn't even think about that. And that's
Yeah.
you might
Well,
very well be right there.
yeah. Who knows? This is just a guess on my part, but we've got the smartest guy on the blockchain here, Kryptonian, and saying that this is his favorite live of the week. And he is definitely enjoying a ride, looks like, and he's just stop it to get a bite and listening in. So thanks, Kryptonian, for tuning in, sir.
Yeah, I
And
can't
you are more than
possibly
welcome to
say.
join us when
I-
and if you get settled.
yeah, I can't possibly say enough about Kryptonian. He is he's a good man on his lives. He's a good man when we're talking together and in private life. I enjoy my time with him, Terry, and NR quite a bit, and you too. I mean, we only know each other a little bit, but that there's a good group of people, and Sky High too. But I can't give him too much credit because he'll hold that against me.
Yeah. Yeah. Sky High seems like a pretty cool dude. I like Sky High. He's straight and to the point. I like that. So, all right. So I got another one. This is the last one from Nick that I captured here. So, and this is another response. This is a funny name to me, Messy Willie. Messy Willie says, by the way, what was the reason that Nick took leadership? Thought they're just purely paid devs. And Nick response is, my reasons first. I'm first and foremost an entrepreneur. I took on a project to architect and build this protocol, and separately to provide developer engagement. The protocol is ready and has been performing flawlessly on testnet for many weeks. I want to see this through to mainnet, especially because I designed something truly innovative for the rebasing, and I want to have it see the light of day. The difference between testnet and mainnet right now is not a technical one. It's just getting audit done. As an entrepreneur, I also see opportunity where 1 + 1 could be 111. Okay, never seen that before. With BL out, there's a chance to make this into a world-class protocol with some innovative business models that I'm going to propose on Thursday. I like the wolf in Pulp Fiction. That's one of my favorite characters as well. This is a good challenge. I think I can take it places. And 4, I'm fine with naysayers and people who don't believe. Every single time in my life where I faced impossible odds, I did what I had to in order to survive and prevail. Let's see where this leads. So yeah, I mean, this is a very powerful one here. I like it. I just I'm just can't wait to see what he has to say on Thursday.
Yeah, and I believe from his past post on his Twitter, because I did a little bit of checking some of the things he's done. His past posts on Twitter when none of this was even an issue, with the people that are surrounding him, uh, with the Twitter spaces that I've listened into that he's been on, and these types of comments, there is nothing in my mind that remotely thinks that this is not exactly the way he feels when he makes these comments and posts these messages and things like that. There's nothing, and he it seems like this is really Nick. This is the guy, and yeah, I think we're going to do great with him. So I think hopefully, like I said, everybody's happy, and we can go forward and all that. But yeah. Well, Ashley, I think that I think we can all sit here and say it looks a lot clearer now, but when we were in the middle of it, we were like, what? No, I don't believe
Hindsight's
that.
2020, right?
Yeah, hindsight's 2020, because now it looks clear as day.
Yep. But hey, lesson learned. You know what to look for if you
Yeah.
see it again. Right.
Teddy was like, Krypton's all right. He's all right.
Yeah. Sky High says a forthright person is seldom liked, but always trusted. Yep.
Yeah. Gordon. Yeah, I am. I get good vibes from him and stuff. So, like I said, I just want to make sure he's protected. He's not a fool, so I'm pretty sure he's taking those steps and want to see his plan. I'm pretty excited about it. And
Yeah.
I hope that the Vulcan blockchain does really well. I really do. I hope his ecosystem, all that kind of stuff. But you know what? There's a certain amount of integrity and honor having somebody in charge of a project that you've invested in, that you can see that come out. That's whatever ends up happening is, if Nick is a part of it, I think we'll all be happy with that. I mean, he comes across that way to me. I mean, he
I
might be
think
reading too much into it and he might be like crazy, but he seems good to me.
it appears that our chances of success are much better now than what they were this time a month ago.
Yeah, but that's my point. It's like and if it fails, which I really truly think that percentage is dropping quickly every single day that Nick is out there and after his AMA. But if it fails, I think we can all say that we gave it a good shot. We had a good person in charge. We did everything that we possibly could. But wherever we go in the future, it's pretty much going to shut down everybody. Every time that we went from this jackwagon to look at Nick. You know what?
Right.
We raised our integrity and honor and standing way higher by going this route. So there's a lot of pride that I think the community starts to people get excited, but a lot of pride needs to be start building in the communities, between all of the communities that have been affected from that guy.
Yep. Agreed. We've got Rock. Hey, Rock, how's it going this evening? Good evening, everyone from Rock. And we've got Moonlight Shorts saying good evening as well. So tonight, I want to switch to the topic. Well, we've got Sky High's got a comment, but he's responded to Ashley. But I think this is a pertinent comment. So we didn't know the extent of his deception. Now that the censorship is gone, the smoke is lifted, BL would have announced a scenario that made Vulcan unfeasible to launch.
Yeah, I believe that 100%. And
Yep.
Sky High, I can't be patting him too much on the back, but he is right. He's got to be careful with him.
And Vulcan Maniacs says, let's Vulcan go. So,
yeah.
All right. So I'm going to get into the theme of the night, right? And I've been looking into audits. And on this show, I want to start kind of sharing some of the things that I'm researching as I go through my journey in crypto. And I've been wanting to do a deeper dive into audits, because I, really never paid attention to reading an audit report beyond the couple of audit reports that were shared by project holders as they go over them, right? Kind of telling us why we should put money into their projects despite, a warning or, a red flag that comes up in an audit report. So I am going to attempt to share a window here. Give me 1 second. All right, I think that's coming up. There we go. Okay, so this is a article. It's on CoinGecko site, and I put a link in the description area, for you to take a look at that as well if you want to take a gander at it for yourself. I'm not going to read this, but there's a couple of things I just wanted to highlight from it. The first thing is I highlighted here that this is a paid article that's on CoinGecko, and it's paid for by one of these auditing companies that's part of the 11 best smart contract auditing companies. The name of this company is Hacking. And of course, since they paid for it, who's the number one according to this report. So it's Hacking. Hacking is number one according to this report. But one of the things I've been trying to look at here and try to get an understanding of is why are these audits important to begin with? What's the significance of these audits? How should we, not we necessarily, but how do what do I want to get out of an audit report? And I didn't really have the answer to those questions at first. It took me some reading, going over a few audits, and just looking at random projects for the first time as if I'm going to invest in them. And I had a light bulb moment. The first one was these audits aren't all, the process by which these companies do these audits, they're not the same. It's not standardized. And when I think of audit, I'm looking at standardization because of the line of work that I'm in. And let me pull Fowler in. What's going on, Fowler? How are you doing, sir?
Yo, what's happening?
Not a lot, man. Not a lot, man. So we're just getting into the audit conversation. So speaking of, I know you got a project coming up or planned. What are your, I'm starting the conversation on the whole audit thing and kind of walking through my journey on understanding better the audit process and what I'm looking for. And I'm going to kind of open it up to you guys, you, Chris, and Chris and the folks out there in the chat to get some views on what you guys are looking at. But I was starting out by kind of acknowledging the fact that I realized quickly there's no standards, at least that I can find, when it comes to the whole auditing process for these projects. They're looking at some similar things, but then there's some differences as well. So, standardization, I kind of had to throw that out of the window a little bit because we're looking at decentralized projects, right? DeFi. So by the nature of DeFi, it's starting to come to me that by the nature of DeFi, some things are not meant to be standardized.
Well, I mean, honestly, when I look at just looking at things that's happening in our community, I'm not even talking about like I'm not talking about ESCO or anything like that. I'm actually talking about like what's Prism? Prism Finance, was it Prism Finance with Moonlight? Prisma. Yeah. So if I recall correctly, what happened to them was something that was either overlooked or not found on the audit. Am I correct?
That is correct. And I was wanting to go and pull their audit, but again, I wanted to make this neutral, right? And that's fine. You're talking about Prisma because it was on my mind. So I'm glad you brought it up. So we can talk about it.
And the reason I bring it up is because I don't know the full story. I'm just going off of, just the information I haven't had time. Right. And, they did everything right. Like I'm talking about Prisma. They submitted their contracts and everything for auditing, right thing to do. And, they're trusting in this audit company to find the loopholes or vulnerabilities, anything that can, potentially take a lot of people's money, right? That's the whole point, is to make sure this thing is secure, the contract's secure. And, when you look at that, you pay this money, and usually these audits, I think Certix is the most expensive one, I believe.
Yeah.
And then it's like you got everybody else, right? Who's trying to make a better buck over the next company, right? So when I look at that, and then I see that they paid their money again. Prisma did everything right. They were supposed to. They followed the plan, right, which is to get an audit. That's number one. Before you deploy the contract, gotta get it audited. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever happens after that without auditing, it's on you, because you just, as an owner, you didn't take responsibility in making sure the contract, which was pretty much delegating all the money investments into your project, you didn't make sure that was secure. You didn't make sure your infrastructure was secure, right? So Prisma did everything right as a project. So it's on the company at that point, which is their thing is to find anything that's out that can be a vulnerability. They're supposed to know about it, right?
Right.
So it's like this. I feel like it should be standardized. It should be, but also on the other side of this, we need these audit companies to be like certified or something, because right now, I mean, what is really the certification? Or like, what is the standard of what these audit companies are being held to? Because if they're just somebody who's saying, yeah, I can audit contracts, I can do it, and then we're just basically like, here, take my money, right? As a project owner, you're like, here, take the money, right?
Right.
And then after that, they come back with a report, and they're like, hey, everything's good to go. It's almost like a mechanic. Like, hey, everything's good. Oil's changed.
Right.
You know, and then you get out there and then boom, your engine locks up. And then they're like, oh yeah, we forgot to put the oil back in the car. We did the oil change. We forgot to put the oil in the car. My bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You paid me to make sure the motor was running, right?
Right. So,
but
I was
ahead,
gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna finish up. So my thing is, you know, some people will say, well, you should have went to the top dog, which is Certix, and you should have spent all that money. Everybody can't afford. Was it like 10 grand? I think it's like 10 grand for the audit.
Yeah, I'm trying to get the cost. I don't have all the costs for all of them yet, but I think Certic is around 10, 12. Okay.
So it's a small. That's a lot for a small project, right?
Right.
For starting a small project. Now, unless you're doing your pre-sales and stuff like that, and you're already saying that, hey, there's some of the stuff is gonna be allocated to that, then I can see it happening. 10K, no problem. If your project has that type of interest. But sometimes you're in some projects are born not out of popularity, but they get out there out of just love of the project with a certain amount of investors, right? And then it gets out there and sometimes it takes off, right? So every project doesn't have that opportunity to just go to Certix. So that's why I was saying it has to be it has to be standardized as far as like from a project standpoint. It should be standardized, but also the audit companies
certified.
They need to be certified. It's almost like you can't be a such and such mechanic without certifications, right? And then you got to get those certifications, but those certifications are coming from an accredited establishment that's able to certify you, right? That's what I think crypto needs right there.
Yeah, but doesn't that kind of start lending itself to the whole, centralization conversation though?
No, I don't think it.
Okay.
No, I don't think you. No, I don't think you have to centralize that. I mean, you don't have to centralize the information or anything. It's just that the people who are certifying this stuff need to have some type of badge, almost like they try to put on the badge of the contracts they audit. They need a badge too, but it's not a badge that they just make up. They need a badge that's standardized through all the crypto that everybody recognize.
Gotcha. Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying. So
it doesn't have to be centralized.
Okay, so I try to liken things to stuff that I'm into or I'm involved with, right? So there's a standardization outfit. It's I don't know if you're in IT, right?
Yeah, Not
are you familiar with ITIL?
No, see that's how enterprise stuff. So I'm like your everyday, technician, PC technician, man. I'm not when it goes beyond like servers and all that stuff. Yeah, okay. I'm out of there.
Well, I mean, it's more of a it's a standard approach to delivery of IT services is what ITIL is in a nutshell, right? So it's not something that says you have to do it a certain way, but you need to be familiar with the best practices and how to deliver an IT service. And there's a certification path that comes with it. As individuals, you can be certified, and I believe as organizations, an organization can have a certification if they have a certain number of what they call expert level ITIL individuals within their organization. So it sounds like, and it's not, and there's some, it's loosely standardized. I'll put it that way. So it's not, it sounds like, I'm just trying to kind of align it to what you're saying here.
It's like
there may be an opportunity.
It's like the Cisco certifications.
Yeah.
That's what reminded me of.
No. Yeah, that's spot on. Cisco is a perfect example. I didn't think about that. I was thinking I'm process driven right now, so I'm thinking process orientation, not specific technology. So yeah, Cisco is a better example.
Yeah, that's exactly what kind of like what I was talking about, right? Like you look at Cisco certifications, right? Like you can go to any business. It's probably all of the Fortune 500s, right? Let's just say all Fortune 500. Any of those businesses, guess what they got in their business? a Cisco product, something, whether it's a phone, a server, wireless, whatever. They got some Cisco in there. Okay, it's some Cisco, right? So guess what? Anybody who comes out and repairs that stuff, guess what they got a certification in? Cisco. Right. So that's my thing. That's how I kind of look at this. If you're going to be out here certifying audits, and they're the ones doing the audits and stuff like that, you need to have something that's recognized throughout crypto, man. And I'm talking about from the undoxed people, not these. I know they're undoxed for a reason, but like even the doxed guys out there need to have, this is something that just be standardized. Right. And you can stay undoxed, but as long as you can, grab this cert, man, you should be able to do any type of audit on whoever's platform or your own platform. And, boom. But everybody will feel better about it. But if you don't have that stuff, the rest of you guys are just out here like your neighborhood garage mechanic. Right.
I completely agree. And that goes back to what I was saying before, like what the three things that I picked up so far by going through this research, and I'm not done with my research. I'm just kind of digging into it and, I want to have conversations like this to get some feedback from, folks like yourself in the community to take it that much deeper, much further. Certification of the auditor, organization themselves is something I didn't even think about. So I'm adding that to my list, but it was really scope that I was looking for, because like the scope's all over the place. And I guess it's the same thing, right? It's standardization. It's still standardization. You need a standardized scope. So we know everybody can look at, regardless of who's providing the service, that, here's a standard checklist that they're looking at going through to produce this, audit report. Now they may have some other things, bells and whistles they want to tack onto it, but a bare minimum standard needs to be established and managed, to your point, so that, if you are a startup and you have to go to a lesser expensive organization, you can't go to CERTIC right away. At least someone, an investor, if you will, could look at that report that comes out of that organization and have a better level of comfort than what they have today.
Well, I'm not gonna lie to you, Mellow man. Like this is truly how I feel, even with a project of my own. And after seeing the things I've seen just in recent time, maybe it's worth shooting for 10K, maybe like a goal for your community to get a contract audited. Like
I don't know, man, because so here's one thing I like about this report. It documents the top, what they determine as the top 11. Mm-hmm. But majority of these folks have had some sort of event, right? So and that's what's cool about this article that I like, right? So CERTIC, they had a loss of one of the projects that they gave a pass audit to. There's a $12.2 million loss that occurred. So they missed something. So even CERTIC doesn't get it right all the time.
Now, compared to who else is on there, though? What are we looking at as losses?
It's low. It's low. We've got 34 million for slow miss. And
now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Like, people make mistakes, right? At the end of the day, we all also have to remember these are human beings, right? Ain't none of us perfect. We all are subject to make a mistake. And anybody can miss something, right? Like until AI is like doing everything for us, including wiping our ass, like I'm pretty sure that we're all going to end up making a mistake somewhere down the road. So until then, but in this case, I'm glad this report is available, because now we can kind of see like, okay, well, who's not lost the most, and maybe we should all start thinking about like seeing what they're doing right, and then everybody should be building on top of that. Maybe it's like a process, like you said, like the way standardized of doing things. Mm-hmm. Like a checklist or something. You never know. Yeah, I mean, you can't be too careful, right? So, but that was kind of this caught my attention, because initially when I started researching this, and I'm not going to
just cover everything on this site. I'm going to move on to something else here. But when I started researching this that caught my attention. Is like, okay, so even the big players, right? Even the big guys, because I was looking at the small players, right? So even the big guys though have gaps and they have issues. One that, I went to, I don't know how I found this company, Analytics Audit. They seem like a small outfit, maybe somewhat new to the game, but here's a report. This is one thing I did like about them, and I think most of these audit sites, you can just go to their page and just pull audit reports. You can look at all their audit reports that are active or completed or in progress. But this one, in going through it, it's a lot here. But one of the things that caught my attention is that there's something in here where they look at, or they have an entry regarding testing of the token in testnet. Yeah, testnet contract was not assessed, but at least they offer that as an opportunity. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that was one of the things that I was questioning. So I'm going to use ESCO as an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we know ESCO had an audit, but I kind of like to know. To me, I think it should be a thing that these projects, if you're going through an audit process, your token should go through an audit on testnet to ensure that it operates and functions in the way that it was coded to operate, right? So use ESCO as an example. If ESCO was to have been a legitimate project at the start.
Oh, I see what you're saying. So what you're saying is that the fact that they're not doing the testnet is almost like equivalent of scientists designing a rocket. You building a rocket, and then instead of testing the rocket, you end up just putting the astronauts on there and just say, "Hey, good luck."
Exactly. I mean, that's exactly what happened, and it happened twice.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean, if you're going to go through and spend this money, I mean, it doesn't take much to, load an instance of testnet and put your contract on it and just test it.
Yeah. That should be, honestly, I mean,
required.
Exactly. I was just about to say, like, that should be required. Like, them actually, like, how are you doing? First off, see, there's the question. How are you doing an audit? Like, how can you do a thorough audit? That's like, how could you know this car is safe to drive off the assembly line without it rolling from the assembly line? Like, you can't just put it directly on the truck and just go. It's got to roll around a couple of times. You got to make sure the wheels was done properly by the thing on the assembly line. So yeah, that should be required. And the fact is, it's see, and shame on them, right? Shame on the audit company for giving anything a pass without actually testing it. And then next thing you know, boom, the same thing that was passed ended up losing like $20 million. I mean, so it's and I'm glad that this is a report, like you said, this report, you have this right here, because this is cool. Because now that you're telling me, yeah, that makes sense. Why go for the 10K when the 10K is going to make just the same mistakes?
Exactly.
I guess it's not as bad as you get in like going to somebody and be like, "Hey man, I need an audit done for like $100. Could you do it for me?" and then they end up doing it, and then it's like, well, you get what you pay for. Like if you're willing to pay $100, don't be surprised that you get the guy eating a peanut butter jelly sandwich and not actually looking at the code.
Right, just check the boxes. Okay, you pass.
Yeah, like, oh man, oh Lord.
Right.
It sucks, man. But you know what? This is how you get change, right? Like, it can't just be, hey, let's clean out all the scammers and let's beat down regulation. This is what I always say. If you're gonna try to fight regulation and stuff for the government, it's got to be, you can't just self-regulate against scammers. You got to self-regulate from the people who supposedly check off the all the checks when saying something is cool to put 20 million plus in the liquidity. That's just how I think of it. Like,
yeah, I mean, I agree. But Bioflame 7777 has a comment here. It says the audit actually showed some issues, but Nacho brushed it under the carpet. And this is related to ESCO. And it did. The audit did show some issues for ESCO, but they still passed the audit. And that's the other thing that I'm trying to wrap my head around, because I think I've got one here. Is it? Oh, yeah. Yep. Bam. Went right to it. And this one is from Solidity Finance. And this is the audit company that audited ESCO. And this may not read well here on screen. This color combination isn't working out. But this audit, the overall audit passed, right? So this token, and this isn't ESCO, this is a different token. I think this is Hollywood Land. I don't know anything about this token. I just picked some random stuff. But this token has a warning.
It's like the worst one, Mom.
What's that?
No, I'm just saying that sounds like the worst warning of all, like, right? Centralization of control. Like,
right, exactly. I mean, this is, well, hey, Crypto Terry, thanks for joining.
Hey, guys.
So I'm gonna go back sideways here, remove this comment. All right. But yeah, I mean, you know, this thing passed with a warning of centralization of control. The token implementation default operator role may transfer, burn, and exchange tokens on users' behalf. Why should this pass?
Right. And that's the thing. There's no standards, right? Like,
right.
If you really think about it, right now, I could launch a contract, deploy it right now. I can deploy one right now. No liquidity, of course, because it's not on the exchange, but I can deploy a contract right now on a BSC. No questions asked. Okay, no questions. Like, as long as I know how to do it, I can do it. Right? There's nothing stopping that. You see what I'm saying? Like, if you think about, like, let's just think of what we have in our regular day lives and as we grew up through life, right? The number one thing we all usually go through is a driver's ed course or driver's ed test to get our license, right? Driver's license. You can't drive a car legally without that driver's license, right? So that's pretty much like the type of barrier you need on crypto. Like, it's kind of like what you need, but you're not gonna get it because everybody wants to be unregulated. You're never gonna get it. So you have to pick it. You can't just, what is it called? You can't some eat your cake and eat it too, or something.
You can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah, you can't have your cake and eat it too. Yeah, like that's where we're at right now, right? Like, we want this super safe world, but we're not willing to accept regulation for it, because that's, I mean, yeah, they're gonna come in just like Kryptonian says, they're gonna come in and try to tax you to death and all that great stuff. Yeah, they're gonna do that, but you can't get the safety nets that everybody wants so badly. You can't get those safety nets without regulation. That's the only way you get that type of safety nets. If not, Wild Wild West, baby. And guess what? I mean, in Wild Wild West, there's no save me parachutes or anything like that. Like, none of that stuff is out. There's no golden parachutes. Like,
no, I mean, not at all. But
you get wrecked, you get wrecked. But that's literally how it is. And it's either we want to keep that mentality and everything that comes, the bonuses that come along with it, the crazy gains and stuff like that. We can go down that route till forever. I'm fine with it, right? Just gotta dodge the scammers and dodge the messed up contracts, all that stuff. But at the end of the day, if you're looking for that safety net, that hey, they have to check off box A, B, C, D before they can deploy a contract, that type of regulation is that's what you want, but you're not. I mean, at this rate, I don't think we're gonna get that, but I don't know if we really want that, because that's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying. I don't know if we want that. I mean, I'm kind of looking at it from a perspective of, all right, now I'm getting the knowledge that I need to make an informed decision should I want to investigate a project the next time that I want to invest in, right? I'm gonna look at your audit report, and let's say the project is in development, right? You know, it hasn't launched yet. It's in development. It's you know, the audit's been processed, and I'm looking at the audit report. And I'll use this one that I had on screen as an example. I'll put it back up. If I see this, okay, the token implementation, the whole centralization of control thing, without having to read all these bullets, right? So centralization of control. I'll go to project owner. Hey, project owner, I'm concerned about this. Are you willing to fix it if I were to invest, right? I want to invest in this. I like what you're doing here, but I don't like this part. Are you going to, right? And if they say no and give me some song and dance of how, this is to benefit me as a holder, to keep people from, stealing my bag or whatever, then it's like, all right, I'm out. I'm on a bounce. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's the thing right there. But that requires education, right? That requires someone going and study. Like I'm self-studying this for myself, right? I don't have anybody to kind of help walk me through, okay, this Mellifella is how you should look at an audit report. I'm doing this all on my own. And that's kind of why I wanted to bring it to this forum to get you all's thoughts. And I kind of want to park here. I know we've got Terry on. Terry, I don't know how much you've heard or saw, but what do you look for in an audit report when you are analyzing a project?
Goodness, I haven't really done much DeFi, to be honest with you guys. So most of mine have been investing in blockchains that have been out and successful already. So I ask certain people I trust their thoughts, which I need to get better at reading it too. So, so if it's a degen play, I have a person who's not been on any of our lives I talk to. And he reads the white paper and he analyzes it and says, high risk, low risk, a little shady here. And I kind of go with his analysis of it.
That's fair. I mean, that's fair. And I think there's a lot of people that are like that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, and I think that's okay. I mean, I think there's a lot of people that are out there like that. So, but I do think, and, I was kind of that person too, but, I'm looking at, okay, I'm trying to, this is a journey I'm on. I'm trying to teach myself these things and,
right.
Kind of go through that process.
Yeah.
So what about yourself, Fowler? What do you look for when you look at an audit report?
I mean, honestly, I look for things like blacklisting, transfer flags, like transfer warnings. Those usually end up like bad contracts. Usually end up honeypots or stuff like that. But yeah, I don't really. The contract is never really been the thing that really kind of like worries me. It's always been the project itself. But with the contract, for me, I want to definitely make sure, especially when I deal with the BSC, like I just want to make sure it's definitely not a honeypot. So I always use a honeypot checker.
Right. Yeah. I've got that on my list. Yeah.
Yeah. Honeypot checker tell you, it tell you at least most of the story.
Right.
And, make sure you never in a honeypot. But again, honeypot checkers find themselves get kind of fooled around too, because if some of these honeypot checkers are a lot better now. I mean, when I first started using honeypot checkers, they were kind of like in their infancy. So a lot of the contract developers, they would basically make it where they could just switch things on and off whenever they chose. So a honeypot checker would only be as good as when you checked it. But I mean, for the most part, man, like I just make sure there's no transfer flags, or also I've never seen a centralization of control like ever. Like that's definitely something from now on I would definitely be looking out for. But no.
Okay. Well, Crazy Diamond's got a comment here. I'm fine with Wild Wild West. Yes, I've been burned, but I don't want the overbearing government parent to step in and crush everything like they tend to do. And yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at, right? I agree with standards, but I think loose standards in a way so that we can keep the government out of it. And that's kind of why I was looking at, if I don't know if any of you all are familiar with, I use ITIL as an example in the IT space. It's they're standards that are typical in the industry, but you don't have to use them, but they're there should you decide to leverage them. So, but yeah, I agree with you, Crazy Diamond, on that. So, Chris, I know you've been in and out, but are there any things that you look for in an audit, or you find important when you're reviewing an audit for a project?
Well, one of the things that surprises me and kind of shocks me with some of these legitimate projects out there that use auditing companies and everything like that, but no one ever mentions anything about like any kind of errors and omissions type insurance where that they put something out there and this auditing company may have missed it or whatever that they can go back to. But I mean, audits in the crypto industry are not the same as what I've dealt with through audits and business and things like that. So this is your guys' wheelhouse as far as because I have no idea. And audits can be something that can be centralized to DeFi that doesn't bring in like the government and all that kind of stuff. I mean, these auditing companies, I mean, I don't know the whole story with them and everything like that, but you would think from my perception, and I do not know, and they're not here to defend themselves and everything, but they got to step up their game, because I could never imagine putting my name on anything. The thing with Prisma was that they came back and saw something and told them that they thought that they intentionally wanted that there. The gist of it. Now, I'm not sure what it was, all that kind of stuff or whatever, but I would never put my name on an audit and give it to them and say, oh, yeah, there's something in there that you could basically take half the liquidity whenever you felt like it.
So, quick question, because I think Sky High mentioned that it may have been Solidity that did the Prisma audit.
Yes.
Do you know?
Yes, it was Solidity. We talked about
Solidity.
it.
Okay.
Yeah. That's who did Prismas. And I'm not sure if they have like the auditing companies have it and I don't know. See, there's usually a contract that's established. There's also errors and omissions type insurance. There's certain details that have to be worked out when a company's doing an audit of some type. And then if you're a contract, to me, the contract would be kind of like if you're auditing, an independent company is auditing the business structure. So that's what I would think that would be the most similar thing to what I would understand. And there's a whole lot of things missing there. I mean, if something came up in a business transaction that you were doing that needed to be audited by a third party, and in that business transaction, one of the parties was able to, take a certain amount of money whenever they wanted, and the auditing company didn't like put that as a warning and this needed to be fixed before we put our name on it. That's what I would think. But see, I'm not sure about these, but these auditing companies can easily be something that they are centralized to DeFi and they're not reporting to the government or anything. They're reporting to themselves. So,
yeah, I mean,
but I don't know a whole lot about auditing companies, but that's one of the things that I was like, okay, so if the project is not at fault, like they didn't, like Prisma was like, dude, we didn't know that, we didn't think anything about this, and we did the audit and they didn't say anything about it. Why would you put your name? Why would the auditing company put their name on something like that and ship it? That to me is like, I don't understand that, but yeah, like I said, you guys got the knowledge, not me.
Yeah, I'm just kind of learning as I go here. But Daryl Everett saying it was Solid Proof that did the audit for Prisma, so I'll research them as well. But Fowler, we've got a question for you from Biz Entertainment. He wants you to explain what and how to use a honeypot checker.
Oh, I know what that is. I've seen that. It's just a contract, right, Fowler?
Well, it checks a contract. I mean, it could be a contract, but it's from what I don't know the ins and out of the actual honeypot checker, but I know that it checks to a lot of known things that to an investor you would want control over, which is like being able to buy and sell and being able to transfer and being able to do those things with relative nominal nominal emissions, right? So it checks for those things. And if it notices like the gas emissions is too high, it'll flag it, right? Because likelihood is the gas emissions once people start trading it at a high volume, it potentially gets could stop people from being able to sell because the price of emissions would be too high. So it checks those things. As far as the procedure, it's really pretty standardized. If you find a reputable honeypot checker, I use. Oh, I gotta pull it up. Give me a second here. I'll drop a link in the chat, but when I find it, but yeah, you just pull it up. You have a contract address. You'll type it into the field that you copy and paste the contract address, and it'll check it out for you.
Yeah, do drop a link when you get an opportunity. I've done, I usually use like Deck Screener or similar, and they usually have like some of those baked in tests into on their webpage, right? So I'm sharing here, and you can see, and this is for ESCO because I had it favorited just to kind of check up on something else. But in this list on the right, the Go Plus Security, Honeypot is part of this list. So you could go and see, several things about a project just by entering the contract address. But for Deck Screener, if you're familiar with that tool, that it has it kind of baked in already. But there are also links. There are Honeypot links tools out there that go into a bit more detail as well. So hopefully that answers the question. And yes, Fowler, please do when you have the opportunity, drop a link for the Honeypot tool that you use.
All right, I got you.
Teddy One, you read my mind, man. I was thinking, have the community start a Vulcan audit company, make money. So maybe that's some of what is on Nick's agenda for Thursday.
That's probably a good idea, but the problem that I have with it, you'd have to have some pretty knowledgeable people. And honestly, to tell you the truth, I would probably not put my name on any kind of audits. It would have to be that I would have to have like way assurances that there was no way for the contract that they put together and everything that could be manipulated or anything like that. So that's a tough thing. We're going back to the auditing companies now, but at the same time, it's like, they've audited so many different contracts over the years and everything. I'm sure that they've thought of these things, I don't know.
Yeah. Who knows? Sky High's got a couple of comments here. It says the bigger problem is people ignore audit findings when a silver-tongued devil makes huge monetary promises to them. The gain outweighs the risk.
Very true.
And blockchains and exchanges should refuse to onboard any project with a questionable audit. Don't provide a platform for them to scam from. I would like to see that. I would like to see that. Rock had a couple of comments, and I want to go back to him. He said he's never looked at a crypto audit, and that I'm just trying to have the right tool in this wild west. And there's a lot of people that feel that way. This stuff not important to them, and that's okay. That's okay. To each their own. But I thought I had the idea of just kind of bringing it up in as I start to kind of shift my channel a different direction. Some of the things that I'm researching as I get deeper into crypto, and one thing that going through this whole exercise has done for me, and I was talking to Chris about this earlier, I'm kind of retracting back into the top 25 market cap projects as I get deeper into this and kind of staying away from the riskier stuff nowadays until some things turn around a little bit. It's definitely wild west. Definitely wild west for sure. And Teddy One's got a comment. The Vulcan audit company should start creating the standards for auditing.
I agree 100%.
Yeah. Right here, okay, that's what it was. I got it here.
You got it?
Yeah, I'm about to paste it right now. I gotta go to.
So yeah, if you're in the comments, I mean, what are you? I'm just curious to know again, what, if anything, are you all looking at when you are reviewing audit reports beyond what we've already discussed? I'd like to hear your feedback and appreciate it.
You can also go into the Brood DeFi and ask them questions. If you have a concern about a project, if they know about it, they'll speak up, right, Chris?
Yeah, I would think so, because I mean, and there's other discords and stuff like that aren't like it's kind of tough, because a lot of discords out there are for certain projects, and they also, there's a certain amount of, if they come in and tell you the truth, people aren't going to listen to it because they want to make their project better and all that kind of stuff. And but discords in general and Telegram groups that don't align to any particular project, just putting information out there and stuff like that in their own group, if they're all like running off the different projects just to FUD and everything, that's silly. But if they're just established, they talk about all kinds of different projects, what they've seen amongst themselves and everything, that's a good group, I think, to be in. But if they're just getting fuel to go light the flames on any regular project, that's just a bunch of junk. But yeah, there are, and I think Brewfied, you have a lot of people in there that you just got to tune out, but I'd say the majority of them are stating facts. And one of the things that people even forget about, there's a whole list of other projects that got red flags that you can go in and check out and stuff like that.
Yep.
That people are so tied up in the Vulcan situation and everything like that, but they got great information on other ones that people have come to them and posted in there about the red flags that they had in the projects that they were in or they found out about.
Yep. Agree. We've got Rashawn Palmer has a comment. I've already written Vulcan off as a loss. I would be more satisfied with seeing Brian and whoever's involved go to prison for his actions. I'm kind of part way there. If I've come to terms, if things don't work out with Vulcan as but I am holding out for Thursday to see what Nick has to say. He's saying all the right things so far.
Mm-hmm.
Like to see what else he has to say and see some action behind it. Things could turn around. You never know. But if it doesn't come to that, I've come to terms with, my investment decision.
Yeah.
Compton says, "What's up?" What's that, Chris?
I agree with what you're saying, but for me, I see light at the end of the tunnel. I do think that Vulcan's going to launch. I do think that they're going to have to make changes. Very, like we talked about earlier, very excited about Nick's ecosystem as to what he's going to do. That could bring a lot to the Vulcan blockchain. So I think we're going to work through this. I think this is going to turn into a Rocky story. We got knocked out in the first fight, and it's like, all right, we trained up and we're beefing up now, and then we're going to win the championship back and ride it out. And how the blockchain ends up being, I don't know about volume. I think being able to launch and seeing, Nick's ideas for the ecosystem, that might be great. There has to be a lot of changes and a lot of things have to happen, but I do think that we will get there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I'm not denying that that the blockchain won't launch. I see that happening for sure. I don't know that we'll see the numbers that were presented.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can agree 100%.
What was presented to us last fall and early in the year.
Yeah.
Sky High's got a comment here. If the blockchain and exchange set strict rules for onboarding, we'd have regulation without the government being involved. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. And again, maybe that's some of what Nick may bring to the table on Thursday. We'll never know. Rock, I think you're talking about Brew DeFi here, reminds him of the agents in the Matrix. They have a purpose. Not everything about the agents were bad if you actually think about it.
Yeah.
That's a point. All right, so let's go ahead and get to the fun part. Let's play our game.
Hey, Mela, did Chris show the picture of our wine that we had?
No, I didn't.
No.
It's on my phone. I didn't get it.
Pull it up. Pull it up.
I mean, it is Corks and Crypto, and we went for a nightcap before I came on, and my father-in-law asked for a Merlot. Merlot that was chilled, and they didn't have it chilled. We're outside in the cabana, and you'll be ashamed.
Why would I be ashamed? Come on, man. Drink what you like.
No. It's in a plastic cup, and it's in a cup of ice, trying to get down to below 85 degree temperature. It was outside.
Hey, it's Texas. It's all.
I got it now. Here.
I'm in Florida vacationing right now, so.
Oh, so you're in Florida?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Are you in Destin by chance?
No, we're in St. Pete, but we go to Tampa because that's where my father-in-law lives.
Oh,
so
nice.
There we are trying to cool off his wine.
Hey, what you're doing there is not too far off of what we do at the lounge. So if we need to quickly cool a bottle of wine, a bucket of ice, and we put the bottle of wine right in there.
All right, well, good. Because my father-in-law is a big wine drinker, and they talking about wine tonight. I said, no, I don't see his partner there, and so they're talking more about this project. So I said, he goes, okay, well, I could ask some questions, but he's a big wine drinker.
Oh yeah. Making poor decisions is the guy for those questions.
Yeah.
I'm just the IT guy. I'm the IT and AV guy. That's my role. So
well, thanks for showing that. I just wanted that'd be funny.
Cool. Yeah, I mean that looks good. Do you know what kind what type of Merlot he's drinking there?
What kind of Merlot it was, Laurie?
Red.
My wife said red.
All right, I'll take red.
She had a pina colada, so that's what was
And
that.
I'm done.
And she's done one pina colada, and she's under the
I didn't
sheets.
finish it.
I finished it for my double vodka, so Now I'm going to Chris's house and have some bourbon.
Yeah, there you go.
So Rock is saying, Terry, that he's going to be in Florida on Saturday.
What part?
It's like he's going on a cruise. That's nice.
Cool. Good for him.
Yep. Okay. So let me
Show that picture.
add.
Oh, here we go.
Here we've got everybody on, I think, right? Yep. We've got Terry and Fowler. Fowler, you still there?
Oh yeah, I'm here.
Okay, cool. So everybody knows the name of the game, I think, but I'll go over the rules real quick just in case. So I'm going to spin this wheel. It's going to land on a letter, and we're going to have a set of prompts. There's going to be 5 in total. You're going to have 30 seconds to answer each prompt with that one letter. So you're going to have 5 questions, 5 letters. Okay. So I'm going to spin this wheel. Last week we had some background music from what was the name of that site, Chris?
I don't know. What is it?
Yeah, we were serenaded by Brian Legend on last week.
Oh, Smule.
Smule, yeah.
Yeah, we're not going there.
Yeah, we're not doing that tonight.
Woo.
Okay, so first letter is O, and the prompt is thank goodness I'm not allergic to blank. And you have 30 seconds.
These guys, they're I can just.
And you get one answer, one response.
There you go.
Rich Hudman with peanut butter, right?
Oh, there might be there. We might have to go a little longer on this. Seems like people are slowly getting in.
Yeah, I'll give them a little more time.
Onions, sky high. Oysters is a good one, actually. I think that's. Oh no,
31.
Marshall. Okay. Marshall starts the party early.
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, Senior Rojo. He's like Ovaltine. That's okay. Sky High took his back. What happened, Sky High? Oreos. That's actually good.
All right. So I'm gonna give you guys 10 seconds.
Roger Austria. He says chicken. Roger, you got to use the letter. It has to start with the letter O.
It's the letter O.
Roger, if you could think of one, maybe we'll wait for you if you want to change your answer.
It's
Yeah, give us
Ochi.
another answer, Roger.
Ochi.
Starts with the letter O.
Oops.
Yeah.
Oh, is that the answer? You're allergic to onion. Okay. It's like he's allergic to oops.
Oops. He did it again, like Britney Spears.
Oh, Biz is
Oh man. All right. Okay. So we're gonna go. We're
It's
gonna
gonna be
go
one of them
over.
nights for Biz. I'm telling you right now.
We're gonna go over the.
Whale Miner got in one.
So Well Miner got one too.
Yeah, he just got in. It came up when you said you're about done.
Okay. So I'm gonna try to do something different here and have the prompt scroll at the bottom while we go over the responses. See how that works tonight.
All right.
So we had Richard Hudman with oysters. Sky High had onions.
Well, he
Teddy One has
retracted that one.
opium.
Sky
Marshall
High
has
retracted.
orgasms.
Sky High retracted that one, so he retracted and put a different one. So I think he wants to go with the second one.
He wants to go with the second one? Okay, we'll go with that. Oreos, right?
Yep.
He's going with Oreos. All right. So Senor Rojo has Ovaltine. Rock has octopus. Biz Entertainment has ovaries. Got a story to tell, Biz. And Roger doesn't have oops, but he has onion. Well Miner has organic. Teddy One, is this an answer or are you a response? Responding to something?
Teddy One had one up there said opium. He's saying it's outside the box creative for his opium.
Okay. There we go. Okay, so those are our responses. So guys, what are you thinking?
Well, I want to vote for organic.
Whale Miner, yeah, okay.
We use a lot of
Teddy
organics.
One's talking about his response, but
We use a lot of organics at our house. So
I like Richard Hudman's, but I do like Teddy One's because I do think that's crazy. And then there's Biz's. Actually, I like a lot of them. So you guys figure it out, and hopefully, I'm not a tiebreaker. I don't.
All right. So Fowler, who you picking?
Fowler, are you there?
Fowler's probably lighting one up.
probably so.
So, all right. So I like Rich Hudman, oysters.
Yeah,
I'll be having that this weekend. Oysters Rockefeller this weekend.
I like them char grilled oysters.
Yeah, I think I could go with oysters. That's a real tough one between him, Teddy One, and Biz. I like that one.
Okay, so Rich
and the
Hudman,
Oreos are good too. I do like that. That if you
with the fork,
With the fork and
with
the
the
milk.
fork and the milk.
that's the way you're supposed to do it. I don't know why people don't understand that. When I told Kryptonian that on that live, he was like, "What? I've never heard of such a thing."
What's this thing you speak of? This madness.
Yeah.
so we're gonna go with Rich Hudman for that round.
That Rich Hudman? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Rich, you are on the board. On the board. All right. So
That's
we're gonna
awesome.
spin. Take Rich.
We need to pull Terry up so we see his face because we don't see.
Yeah, that's right. My bad. I do need to fix that.
There you go. Z.
All right. So the prompt, and let me remove Rich Hudman's comment first. There we go. All right. So prompt number 2. Good dog names start with the letter Z.
Oh, I had a dog name with a Z.
Yep. But I can guess it.
But wait till somebody else maybe.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything. Yeah.
Zeus. Oh, Richard Hudman coming in. Zorro, Zoom, Zeus, Sky High. There's Rock, Sky High, but I mean Rock spelled it right. So is that what we're going? I mean, Richard Hudman's got Zero. I like that. Zingy.
All right, I'm gonna give y'all 10 more seconds.
Zach.
That's my son-in-law's name.
Hey, he's like, he's a dog.
Dog.
All right, so last go for question 2. Okay, so let's see who we have in as responses. So we have Rich Hudman first on the list with Zeus, I think is what you meant by this, right? And we have Derek M with Zeus as well. Teddy one, Oysters is such a bland answer.
Mm-hmm.
Biz Entertainment, Zorro. Senor Rojo has Zoom.
So
We've got Sky High with Zeus as well. Marshall, holder of Node, has Zip.
Oh,
We've got Rock with Zeus. We've got Roger with 0. Teddy One's got Zachariah.
oh yeah, I like that.
Well Miner has Zingy. And E-Train 88 has Zach. And Rock comes back with Zipper.
My dog's name was Zeta.
Zeta. That's
Yeah.
a cool name.
Yeah.
Like that.
like the Greek alphabet, Zeta?
Mm-hmm. Well, it actually was because a bunch of sorority girls had her and they called her Zeta and they couldn't keep her. So
There you go. Alphabet.
All right. So who we picking, gents? So Crypto Terry, let's start with you. Who you picking from the list here?
Man, it's too easy, but I mean, I'm going too easy. I like Zeus.
Zeus? Okay. So who said it first? Was Rich Hubman, right?
Richard Hudman's the first one that did that.
All right.
But
So,
I like Zachariah. But
like Zachariah?
I would think that would be tough to call your dog that, though.
And then
But
you call it Zach. If you said Zach,
my backup is Zorro. So
Mm-hmm.
if we get any kind of thing, Teddy One can't be that. Teddy One's my first one, and then Zorro is my second one. But I
Okay.
also like Roger's 0. That would be cool. That would be cool. Well, would the dog feel like, oh, you think I'm worthless?
I like 0. I think that's just a cool name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up,
Mario
0?
was saying if someone said Zippy, that's what she was saying.
Zippy.
So I think Roger gets it, right? Because I like 0. Sounds like Chris.
And yeah, it's like Zero's gonna win then, right?
0 wins. So Roger, you are the winner of round 2. So you are tied with Rich Hudman. So let's spin the wheel. We're going to remove Z as
The
the
fellas
choice.
up on?
Hey, did you see Jocko? I sent you the question he asked me. You sent me a message about it.
I have not found it yet. So, yes.
So no, you won't be doing it tomorrow.
Not that tomorrow, because there's not a store down here where I'm at. I'll have that.
Okay. Yeah, he's asking if you found it for tomorrow. No.
No, not for tomorrow, because the stores aren't around here to do that.
All right. Letter is F, and the prompt is smells you enjoy.
Yeah, you
Your
enjoy.
poor wife, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mari, smells you enjoy.
This is interesting.
Oh,
Just went to
Smells you
work.
enjoy. Start with the letter F.
fruits. Man, Richard Hudman's on it. He must not be driving. He's always like commuting or something. Flowers. We got a couple flowers. Yeah. Food. Fumes. You know that fumes answer? I saw something the other day that the smell of gasoline like switches something on in your brain that attracts you to the smell.
Yeah, we just watched My Strange Addiction yesterday, and a lady would huff gas every 10 minutes.
Holy smokes.
Wow. That's expensive.
King Kaching with female. Oh, Senior Rojo.
All right. So 10 seconds.
Oh, Jago. Teddy One's got fertilizer. I like that one.
All right. So some of these, I'm just going to have to put it up here. I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah, don't say that loud. Yeah.
What was the actual question, though?
It's
Smells you like.
smells you enjoy.
Smells you enjoy. Okay.
All right. So we've got Rich Hubman with fruits, Sky High with flowers, Rock has food, Marshall, holder of node, has fruit. Then we have Biz Entertainment. We've got King Kaching with flowers. Roger has funky. E-Train 88 has fumes. And we have Senior Rojo. We've got King Kaching. Jacko 13.
Teddy one.
Teddy 1. Rock says he noticed that about gasoline. Uh-oh. So he may like the smell of gasoline. Well Miner has flute.
No.
Crypto
Well,
Ted,
Miner's
who you
got some good ones earlier, but I'm not. That one doesn't. Teddy one. I like the Teddy one because it's not something that I enjoy, but I guess
He enjoys the smell of fertilizer.
I'm gonna hate the smell.
Oh yeah, that's right. Remember Teddy one showed us all those pictures of his grass and everything?
Yes.
Yeah.
Man, he's a professional when it comes to that grass. He don't mess
He is.
around.
That lawn is awesome.
So I'll go with Teddy one on that one because I like that one, and it's got a story behind it, and he evidently he does like the fertilizer because he uses it quite a bit on his yard.
So, yeah, I'll go with that because my wife said to go with flowers, but if you fertilize your flowers and get better flowers. So I'll go with fertilizer.
I came up with that.
But you can't be on vacation and go against your wife. I'm just trying to help you, man.
Frankincense.
Oh well, she told me to pick frankincense, but it's not up there. So
Frankincense. Oh, you know what? That I have actually smelled that before. That is pretty neat.
Yeah.
All right.
Lori should get on Mella's YouTube and start putting stuff in.
I'm sleeping.
She's sleeping, she says.
I'm passed out.
She had a drink. She's melted into the bed. That one drink killed her.
Yeah, I screwed up and kicked myself out of my own live. So
we sit here waiting for you.
Let
me get back set up here. All right. So here we go. All right, there we go. So I think Teddy one wins this round, right?
Yeah.
Did you go with the fertilizer? Is that?
I did. Yeah.
All right. Don't get yourself in trouble with the wife.
We're gonna remove this choice. Gonna spin the wheel.
I can go shopping tomorrow.
Oh, she said she'll go shopping and pay me back tomorrow, Chris.
There you go. P. Here we go.
Oh no.
What's the question on that?
Oh man. Here's
Lord.
the prompt.
It's always 14-year-old boys.
Things that couples fight about.
Oh, Terry, right there. She's gonna. Oh my Lord, have mercy.
Turn this one off when y'all get started these questions.
Things that couples fight about. To start with P.
Oh my people. E-Train's very respectable. Thank you, E-Train. That's awesome.
Come on, Teddy one. Give me a break.
Pigs.
That was a good time to kick you off your own live, man.
I know, right?
People's parents. Ooh.
In-laws.
That's tough.
Pumping. Pets. Sky High. That's a good one. Pets. Good one. Patterns.
All right, 10 seconds.
Partying. I like that one. Oh, can't do. I'm not even going to talk about that biz one up there. Picking up kids. There's no.
All right, so let's go through our responses here. So we've got Biz Entertainment,
E-Train,
Rich Hudman. Yeah, that's a curious argument right there, Rich.
Peoples.
Got Harris, King Kaching's parents. Rock's got pumping. Sky High with pets. Marshall has patterns. Roger has partying. Aris has pie. Teddy One picking up the kids. Compton has presents. And E-Train has Prado. All right. So things that couples fight about.
I'm gonna go with King Kaching's parents. I think that is like legit.
That's straight up legit. Yeah.
Oh, and Senior Rojo comes in with another one.
Yep. Senior Rojo comes in with Pussycats. So you're going with parents, Chris?
I am.
Sir?
Yep.
All right. So parents win by default. So that's King Kaching, right?
King Kaching.
King Kaching.
It is a 4-way tie.
Wasn't he like the champion for like a long time? I mean,
Yeah, he's won twice.
And then he couldn't make it to like the third one or something, and we were like, oh, he's not here.
He got bumped off in one of the lives too, I think.
Yep. So yeah, man, it's a 4-way tie. It's a 4-way tie. So it looks like so we can have a winner. You know, everyone's welcome to provide a response, but we're gonna have to pick out a Rich Hudman, Roger, Teddy One, and King Kaching. So we can have ourselves a winner, because there's no way we're gonna get out of here with
that's going to be
a 5-way tie. That's just not going to happen. Right? We're not doing that. Okay, so we're going to remove this letter. I'm going to spin this wheel.
X. Wow.
The letter is X, and the prompt is something you keep hidden.
Ooh.
Something you keep hidden that starts with the letter X.
Oh, Eris got X-ray in.
My extra peanut butter. That's
E-Train. I have, Xanax. Right. Oh, xenophobia. Okay, all right. XXX. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see you, Marshall. Xerox copy.
All right, we've got, so Rich Hudman, you're going to answer? Oh, yeah, he's got it. He's got an answer. We have Roger. He's got an answer. Teddy One, where you at, Teddy One? King Kaching's got an answer.
I like xenophobe. I'm joking. I don't know, man. I had to pick one of the ones already won, you said, right?
Yeah. And looks like if Teddy One doesn't respond, it's really out of Rich Hudman, Roger, and King Kaching.
Yeah, it depends on what Teddy One does, but Roger's Xanax is my favorite right now.
Yeah, I'd go with that too.
Yeah, I'm liking that too.
Up, right?
Biz is an ex-girlfriend in the closet. Biz, really?
Biz has got a story to tell, I swear.
I thought.
So, has Biz been on any of you guys' lives?
No.
He came in late a few times, and I don't know if I can tell the story, but there was a reason, and a very good reason why he hadn't been on a few of them. So
okay.
It's a really, really good reason, and you would be, extra fries. Ooh. Extra fries.
All right, so we got a response from Teddy One. So what are y'all thinking?
His extra fries is a legitimate thing that people, they'll get extra ones, especially when they go pick up the food or whatever. They'll get some extra ones. They'll hide it from the family. Oh, no.
It all depends where they're from, though.
But people do. They do hide the Xanax. Yeah. So, I'm going to have to go with Roger on this one.
Yeah, Roger.
Yeah, okay. So X bars for the win. X bars for the win. Okay, so Roger, you are our champion tonight. So congratulations. Congratulations.
I like how he's not the bad guy, right?
What's that?
I like how there's three of us. So if we pick you, you're off the hook. You have to way down. You just declare the winner.
Wow.
There you go. And thanks for the sub, Roger. Appreciate it. Thanks for the sub.
That's awesome.
Okay, so before we close out tonight, What do you have, Chris, for your poll responses for starting the show an hour earlier?
I'm gonna end the poll right now. We had 41 votes, 82% yes. I said, should Corks and Cryptos start an hour earlier? 82% said yes, 17% said no, 41 votes.
The
All
people
right.
have spoken, sir.
I've got 68% says yes, 31% no, with 22 votes. So looks like the people have spoken. We will move this to 1 hour earlier starting next week.
Yeah, I just posted it. There it is. Okay.
Yep. So 1 hour earlier starting next week.
Is that going to work out with you? Or you want to do half an hour or you want to?
Oh, it works out. It works out for me. I can make it work. Yeah, it's not gonna be a big deal. I think I'll be good. So cool show, man. I appreciate the discussion on the audits. Thanks for that. And I know Fowler had to leave, but appreciate his commentary for sure. There's a lot to go through.
Yeah, Fowler's so smart, man. I mean, sometimes you gotta, he starts talking, and I'm just like, man, there you go, over my head.
So what time will you start, Mela? I missed that. Sorry.
7 Central.
Cool. I'll be able to join. I'll have to be late because I'll be leaving work at 7. But best case, I'll be late. I get to join you guys still.
Cool. Love to have you. Love to have you as always.
Sky High says I stuffed the ballot box.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Sky High.
Biz Entertainment does have a point here. Please do remember to come back and make a comment and like. We both appreciate that. And Terry, I don't know if you're streaming from you're not streaming from your channel, right?
Yeah, no, I didn't stream from mine. I just logged on today.
All right, no worries. And if you haven't, do go and subscribe to Crypto Terry's channel.
We'll be live tomorrow, right, Chris?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna go a little later though.
Yeah.
We?
What we said? What time did we say? 6 our time, right? Eastern.
Oh my God.
Because
Jocko, don't send me things, dude. Seriously. I'll send this to you, Terry. Jocko just sent me something. I just saw it. And I'm like, oh my God. I can't even look on my screen over there.
You can give my Discord or whatever to send to me. I don't care. We said we got 6, right? So he's back into Kryptonian, you said?
Well, it's 7 my time.
Yeah. 7 my time.
7 this time.
7 Eastern Standard Time.
We're with you now.
Yeah, because I'm in Florida right now. So yeah.
Cool deal. So yeah,
Terry, I
catch
sent
you
it to
guys
you
tomorrow.
from Jocko.
Oh, well, I'm gonna be scared to look.
Yeah. Take care. We did, but that's yeah. So probably it's channel 6 p.m. Eastern. I think it's going to be 7. Biz. I think that. Yeah. I think it'll be 7 p.m. Eastern, and then we'll go right into Kryptonian, and NR won't be there, so Kryptonian will be coming on, and then we'll just do his evening part, and then we'll be done. So
that's the fish. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Cool
Keep
deal.
I think.
All right, you guys. Well, I guess we'll just go ahead and wrap this one up and call it a night, and we'll catch you on your show tomorrow, Crypto Terry. And
Thanks,
Chris Cruz, you and the rest of the guys are going live afterwards.
yeah,
well.
I'll be with Terry on his, and then I'll just go right into the later one.
Cool. I'll try to check you guys out then. Check you both out.
Yeah,
that'd
be great.
We'll just roll into the other one. Yep.
Yep. All right. Well, thanks for joining me tonight, everybody. And thanks, Chris and Terry, for joining as well. And we'll catch y'all next time. Take care.